Just buy the blade mail and buy the Heart of Tarrasque yourself and play against this. Like just counter the counter with your own counter. Hello everybody and welcome back to the next video. This time we're gonna talk about how to counter blade mail Heart of Tarrasque. If you like the content, feel free to hit the subscribe button to stay tuned with every single new video. This is the current meta, everybody's buying it. People are playing Kunkka, Necroforce, Bristleback, Ogre, all that bullshit that buys a heart and that can buy a blade mail. And whenever you play against this, you feel like you don't deal any damage and you can't do much about it. But I'm gonna give you some tips, what you can do and what is actually useful against it. First of all, we're gonna start with items. And I'm gonna show you some items that are actually good and some ideas that can work against the strategies. The first two items I really like on support especially are Yules and Atos. And the reason behind is basically you wanna kite these heroes. Around minute 20 to 25 they're gonna have blade mail heart, and whenever they have it and you have an Atos or an Yules on the support, and I can guarantee you can get it. Atos is not expensive, it is the same cost as a blink dagger kind of, and it has so much more impact than you think, because you can just kite these heroes. They're not gonna have a BKB for the next like 5 to 10 minutes because they wanna play greedy and they wanna play with their high HP pool, and they just don't wanna buy a BKB. A lot of the times people are not even buying BKB if they go for this build because they feel like they are like unkillable and they just can't die, but it is not correct. And the next item is gonna prove that. Like Spirit Vessel can be very effective against it. You're gonna reduce the HP region of the enemies and you're gonna like deal more damage to them, and that's like the big benefit you will get. You can burst them down if they have the items, and I'm not saying it's like always working, but the Vessel is like a small add up that can like be a big benefit to it, that kills them slowly and deals more damage to them, and the region is going down on the enemies with the heart and blade mail. It's the same situation with Shiva. Shiva is also reducing the HP regeneration, and that's like a big benefit you will get. Whenever you have like a Shiva and a Vessel in the game and the enemies don't have a BKB and they have a blade mail heart, the heart is actually not that effective because they're literally getting countered by these two items. In combination, even more. And for example, if you have like a hero like AA, Witch Doctor or whatever, it deals so much damage and they're not gonna regen against it, they will instantly die kind of. Even though they're pretty tanky and it looks like they can't die, they will. The next strategy is pretty simple. Just do it yourself. Just buy the blade mail and buy the Heart of Tarrasque yourself and play against this. Like just counter the counter with your own counter. Just do the same, and whoever has the stronger lineup later on is gonna win. And if you think you have it, you can actually go for it, and you don't need to counter it, you can just do it yourself. One of the last items I really like against Heart of Tarrasque and blade mail is actually Orchid. Even though Orchid is like not the greatest item right now, I really like the timing of it on some heroes. Like if you have a hero that can buy an Orchid, it feels like very good because most of the time they're gonna have the blade mail heart on like minute 20 to 25, and you're gonna have your Orchid by that. And you're just gonna like Orchid them once and they actually will die. It's a lot of damage they will get, and they can't do much about it if they can't purge the Orchid, and most of the time they cannot. Especially if they split and they feel safe, you can like pick them off with an Orchid, and it like works a lot of the times if you have the heroes for it to kill these tanky heroes. Alright, the next part of the video is going to be the heroes that are good against it. These 5 heroes I'm just showing you are actually very good against it because they are countering heroes with high HP pool. All 5 heroes here have like a spell that deals a shit ton of damage on heroes with high HP pool if you do it correct. The only hero that is like kind of lacking in the current meta is Death Prophet. I'm not sure why she's not getting played at all, kind of, but in my opinion, if these beefy boys are getting played at TI especially in the playoffs, I think DP is gonna come back because of one reason. First of all, UE is very strong against these items. And the second point is DP is still very lane dominant and she's very safe. Like DP is not the most riskiest hero on all Dota. There are like way more risky heroes than DP. And I think DP is gonna be like maybe do a little comeback at TI, especially when it comes down to the playoffs, because people are tend to actually play more safe and be like more secured of the game. And DP is not a hero that can like throw very easy, if she's not countered, of course. The next hero is like Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor is kind of obvious. The ulti, the Death Ward, is like very strong against most of these heroes because it's pure damage plus the Maledict. If you hit a Maledict and you deal like a lot of damage after it, even your teammates, it doesn't matter, you're gonna burn down these tanky heroes and you're gonna deal a shit ton of damage, trust me. The third one is AA, most obvious one kind of. You reduce the healing completely, one AA blast, they will just die. they cannot regen against it, and most of the time a lot of these like tanky heroes that buy hard blade mail also buy like an arm depth, maybe, like I've seen it a few times, and like AA is the perfect counter against it. That's the biggest reason why AA is like getting played at TA already as well, because people just realize, yo, if you buy tanky items, I'm just gonna pick AA because you can't regen against it, and if you want to tank up, it's gonna be even worse against AA. The number 4 on this list is Phoenix. Phoenix is very like special because Phoenix is not like a hard counter to these heroes, but most of the tanky like beefy boys, first of all, they don't have a great attack speed, and the laser, whenever you have shard or even like without shard, you will burn him down quite a lot and you will deal a lot of damage. For example, if you like laser in and after that you're gonna use the egg and you can keep lasering him, you're gonna lose a lot of HP, yes, but if you have the shard, for example, you're just gonna like be safe, you can't die, and you deal a lot of damage to them just in like a few seconds. And in number 5, it's like the same as AA in my opinion. Necro is like the most obvious counter to any Heart of Tarrasque hero, basically because the entire hero concept is just against it. You burn down the region, you deal more damage the higher HP they have. A lot of people going kind of the same items on Necrophos. They go for Blade Mail, they go for Aghanims, and then they go for Heart of Tarrasque. But like most of the time, I think Quinn is doing it quite a lot. He's like going Boots of Travel, I think, into Heart of Tarrasque, into Aghanims. And it's so much damage because you just stand there and your aura is basically doing everything for you. The only thing you need to do is like click W sometimes, click your stick, click your Q so you don't die, and then you just ulti them and they will die. Especially if they're like below half HP, obviously. With the high HP pool they have as well, they're gonna definitely die and they're gonna suffer a lot.
And to the haters, as always, suck my nuts. Reddit, all unfollow me. You're all cringe.
Overall, it is not a must to pick these heroes. If you don't feel comfortable with any of these heroes I just showed, you can pick whatever has like stun or a lot of damage. Either you want burst damage or you want to lock them down. And the point with burst damage is like, for example, you have the AA or like Witch Doctor in your team. You want burst damage to deal a lot of damage, to even deal more damage with the melodies, for example. Or you want to burst the enemies if they are AA blasted. Like any kind of stuff like that is going to work very, very good against them. And if you feel uncomfortable playing like these 5 heroes, just pick stuns. Pick anything that locks them down, because they're not gonna buy a BKB until to like minute 25 to 30 even. And it's like very late. You can like kill them all over the place whenever you want to, and you feel super great. Like any hero with a stun, with lockdown, with kite, just play around it. And whenever your teammates are picking the heroes I just showed, you're gonna have a much easier time against it. And there are like even more heroes that like are good against it. But it always depends what you wanna do and how you wanna play. But in my opinion, whenever you see like a Kunkka, Bristleback, Ogre, or whatever on the enemy side, try to like convince your team picking like a Necroforce, Ancient Apparition, Witch Doctor, any type of these heroes, so you will actually burst them down at any point of the game, and you don't feel scared going late game. For example, I've played a lot against Bristleback, and whenever I have like an AA in the team, I'm literally not scared of the Bristleback, because if he's out of position once and he's like 6 or like even 10 slotted, it doesn't matter. If he's out of position for like 5 seconds, 1 stun, 1 AA blast, this guy is dying. Trust me. Like, if you have the burst damage and the stun plus the AA, this guy is not gonna regen anything, and he's gonna like just get bursted. Even if he has like 6k HP, it doesn't really matter. If you have the burst and you have like an AA, this hero is dying every single time. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about the current meta in Dota 2? And what do you think is gonna happen at TI? Is it gonna be boring or is it gonna be good? Thanks for watching. We're gonna see us in the next video. Peace.